live streaming is on.
Hey guys, it's Estelle Ladybug checking in with Yarn Movement for today's Sip and Stitch. As a way to get started, let's start off with our sip. I cheers to everyone who's on live, or maybe if you're watching this later, I cheers to you on this lovely Sunday afternoon. Here in the Bay Area, it's full of a lot of fires. It's very smoky outside. It's also 98 degrees right now, so I'm in need for, something cool, refreshing, and a time for myself to find, some self-care. So cheers to you all. Hopefully you all are doing the same. So every Sunday, since COVID has started, I have come on and I am telling you all a little bit about the nonprofit arm of Yarn Movement, which is called Believe in What You Dream. Because had we not been in COVID and quarantine, I would be traveling somewhere. We saw these beautiful pictures from last year and all the amazing work that happened in Tanzania. And now is the time that we should have been doing even more. But, unfortunately, we're restricted to us as physically going to travel. But we've worked out a way with communities of girls that we're working with so we can still be able to do the work that, we set out to do as far as being able to really just help them discover their superpowers. And with that being said, to keep on those efforts, I am continuing to come on live to make these granny square beanies, and share stories with you all about the travel and the 4.5 years that have been spent thus far, developing out the program. And that program itself looks a little bit like this. So we have a empowerment workshop that's centered around 3 pillars. Those 3 pillars start with dream catchers. Dream catchers is a way for each girl to visualize their dreams, to let them know that, you don't have to allow someone to come in and say, hey, by the way, these are the things that you should do. I know you have your own thoughts. I know potentially you have your own dreams, but this is what we think you should do. As opposed to doing that, they have an opportunity to wake up every morning and look up above their bed and say, hey, I really do have a dream to believe in. And also I have things that I want to accomplish in this life that we're living. And they get to go to sleep with the same thought. Secondarily, we do a little journaling. So journaling is important and an important key to, anybody's journey to success, because you have to remember how you got where you are. And it starts with a thought of saying, I'm going to initiate this practice of, I'm going to get this task done. And it's important to go back to understand your success. And last, my favorite part is the crochet lesson, because crocheting just allows it an opportunity to really just tie all in. And so with these beanies, we're able to really put each girl in position where, they're getting the supplies they need for the actual workshop. But because we're growing in sometimes underdeveloped communities where, the social disparities are centered around major, things that are going on in the community, I thought it would be a really cool idea so we can address something that is pretty just honest and simple, which is personal care, personal hygiene, and personal energy, right? So personal hygiene looks a little bit like, taking care of your body. So that's lotions, that's soap, that's, that extra step of things that you shouldn't have to think about, because your focus should be getting educated and feeling empowered and feeling like yourself. And so in addition to soaps and, lotions and, like hygiene products, we're also going to be doing sanitary products, because sanitary products are, an unfortunate thing that, it's a problem. So we're doing that. And also personal energy. And so personal energy comes in the form of solar energy, because they don't have to worry about, their homes, their schools not being, set up for electricity and having money to pay. Now they can use the sun to light up their lives as we enlighten their minds, right? So that's why these beanies are being sold. And for one beanie, you get to impact 2 girls. And so each girl will get what we call the Dream Girl Kit, which everything that I just explained for the workshop itself. And that work still continues, even in the absence of our physical body. We can still utilize, the platform that we're on now to just really connect with girls around the world. And it puts us in a position where we together can come together and share the power of creativity to empower the world. Yes. So that's why we're here. And I know you guys are looking at these beautiful earrings. Shout out to my girl Kim. We were chatting. She said she had some beautiful yarn. I was just like, girl, make me some earrings. Girl, send them to me, okay? And she did, and they are amazing. You'll see them often. And she not only sent one pair, but I have several pairs. So you want to check out Kim Gray. She is Bold Creations on Instagram. And just inbox her and it's like, hey girl, you can get some earrings. She'll hook you up. And if not there, you can wait and get a subscription box, which will be included, you know, with all of my personal like selection finds where you can come in and get, you know, earrings. You can get something snazzy so you can wear and look fly moving into the next holiday season. Okay, so let's get into it. And let's look at some of these squares. I've already made my selection of which ones I'm going to work with because they match my nails and the earrings. But Kim also, you know, she started off by saying that she wanted to really make a contribution to the nonprofit and the work. And she knows I come on every Sunday because I've been very dedicated. And so she sent squares. 8 sets to be exact. Well, 7 sets and also a beanie that she made. It's probably, oh yeah, here it goes. So this is a beanie, and she used the pattern that I'm kind of like working on for the beanies themselves. And so she also sent 8 sets, and so I'm gonna be choosing one of these sets, but I just wanted to show you all her handiwork. Tell you guys to go follow her. And I'm gonna be doing this set because again, it matches my nail polish and nail. So as we get started, my first step is always making a yarn ball. Yarn balls kind of help me get in the mood of like being creative, help me to release some of the energy of whatever I was doing before now, which was cooking dinner. And so to start off these yarn balls, you're just going to wrap 5 times around your hand. 5. And then you're going to release it from your hand. And then you're going to wrap right in the middle here, like a little bow tie. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to fold these 2 sides over and kind of like begin to scrunch it together like a little paper ball. But this is going to be the middle of our yarn ball. And you just keep on wrapping around, kind of get those edges intact. And then you just get your roll on. This is an important part of the process. It should be important for everyone, but it's especially important for me, not just because of balancing your energy, but also putting you also in this space where it can be just all good. And you don't have to worry about your yarn being tangled up somewhere unless you're about to run out. So, hey, Kim girl. Kim is on live on IG. So everybody get your roll on. You know, I've been trying to do a TikTok video with everybody get your roll on, but since I have a business account, they be hating. Thanks. So I got to go find a rendition of it. But I'm going to find it. And when I do, you guys are going to see a roll on video of me doing this. Everybody get your roll on. And then feel free to do a duet, okay? If you are checking in from Instagram or if you're checking in from Facebook, thanks for checking me out. Please be sure to click that little bell in the corner to subscribe to my page and watch my videos, give me comments. I'm over here looking at my skin because I started using this new product recently. Shout outs to my girl Jessica over at Sunkissed Skincare, because listen, okay, let's see what happened by next week. It's only been a few days, and you know, I guess it's helpful too that I drink a lot of water and sweating. It's really hot out here. because y'all know I haven't been outside for real. Like only 3 times since quarantine has started. So since February 25th, I've been in here just being creative. Which I did not make this while all that time has happened, but I have worked on a few others. And so I've been using my time wisely, I would say. So I'm just going to give this a few more rolls, and then I'm going to get started on putting these squares together. Then we're going to be out of here, okay? But I want you guys to see too. Oh, here it goes. It's just like, I just had the beanie. How cute these beanies look on. So give it a little twirl. See? Get your color on. Okay. My earrings. Y'all can't tell me nothing. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. Start putting this together before I start sweating for real. So my way of putting the granny squares together is just by sewing along the edges with a single crochet stitch. And I'm actually going to use 6 because I want it to be a little wider. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I think after this too, I'm going to go through and actually do a count because I set myself up. Literally, I agreed to do 100 granny square beanies. And, I kind of stopped counting how many I've made. And I guess I need to check in and let you know how many have been made. For the most part, especially since summer hit, I've been really busy just making bikinis and things like that for my clients. And Sundays are kind of like my wind down days. And I have not just been making beanies during the week as of late. So, but I do have some crocheters who have been sending out granny squares to help me reach that 100. But I think that I'm still going to continue to go through and make the 100 because this isn't going to stop. Plus, it gives me something to do while I come on live. And you guys get to see my hands work. I have to have like 40 done though, something. Jeez, I've been out here working. So here we go. So we have 2 squares together and we're just going to continue. So we have a total of 4 of these, and then I'm going to show you what you do. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Okay. What? Hamina? Oh, I'm calling you after this because I have not seen you in so long. Hopefully all is well with you, girl. Yes, Kim. I think that I should at least minimally have like 40. I mean, including the ones that I've sold. Something. Okay. So we have two together. We're going to put these two to make four together. So I just try to make sure that if you can see, can't really see it, but there is a like a line where I put it together. I like to keep that in the middle just to keep everything just like kind of clear. So make sure when you put these two together that you keep it on the outside. Yeah. Oh, and you guys, I'm going to be releasing the pattern for these granny square beanies because enough people have asked up until this point. So I did write out a pattern, which is big news because I really prefer just to keep everything in my head and, keep it with an emotional, exchange that I'm having in the moment. But, you know, that's not for everyone. So I will be releasing that. So I am interested in everyone's beanies that they are putting together. I already showed y'all Kim's. She's popping. Let me show y'all. Kim, what you think, girl? That blue is cute, huh? It's popping. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw my post today on Instagram, but so I have been encouraging more and more men to crochet or leave it, just even try. Just because I know a lot of male crocheters, like many of them are in my family, like I think it was a thing that happened growing up in school. You just learned how to crochet. And I think back, my grandmother was sharing with me a story about the Tuskegee Airmen that they used to crochet like, I don't know, I guess it was almost like a pants or shorts to go under their flight suits so that when they wear them, that apparently like when you go fly up really high, the way the planes were set up is that it didn't have a whole lot of insulation. So it would get really, really cold. And the men were crocheting their own stuff to go underneath. I thought that was really cool. I just thought about that the other day when I was just like kind of thinking of all these different moments, going through my picture box and just reminiscing, you know. But I was sharing that when I went to Morocco 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago now, to do the activation there, that I ended up connecting with this guy at one of the restaurants we went to. And it was like really interesting because he was from Senegal and he was our waiter, and he was just like very knowledgeable about what was going on in Morocco. I was just kind of like getting the skinny from him. I'm like we're in Essaouira, so that's where like that's the blue city, and that's where also a lot of street vendors are. And inside of this plaza, there were a lot of vendors, and so I was just kind of like asking, like, did he have some boys, like where I could get the hookup or the best pricing, I should say. And we've just stayed connected. We're really, really cool friends now. And he learned how to crochet. And we're talking about less than 2 months ago. And he's like, you see the video that's on my Instagram page. And he's just like, like looking all cool. So when he sent it to me, I was like, I'm posting this, right? But I get so excited to see like anyone, it doesn't even matter who it is, just crocheting, just because I know how much fun it is for me. It's like I like seeing other people enjoy themselves doing it too. So I just have 2 more sides to do. I'm going to try to find some pictures. I met with this lady who's runs a group out of South Africa. I believe she runs most of her programming out of a prison, but it's a male prison, and she teaches crochet as a way to sustain a mind while incarcerated. Um, but even with some of the guys there, it just very inspiring to see them just sitting down and making the best out of a difficult situation. And I think that is the key, the important part of given the space that we're all in now. We're kind of like forcing the space to really just face a whole lot of hard facts that if you decide that you're gonna be on quarantine. And only reason why I've really been so strict about mine is because I'm a care provider for both my grandmother and my father, and I just don't want to compromise their health. But I think that had I not been, full-time care provider in that way, especially given the time, that I probably would do a little bit more moving around. Nothing crazy, but definitely would get out a little bit more. I mean, I haven't even been to any stores, um, especially any craft stores, since really January. I mean, I guess most of my life had moved online anyway. Um, but it's just something about really not having that option that just really makes you think about it. And I'm really thankful for crochet in that instance, because it keeps my mind on, in a space where I can really just process things differently, I guess. Like, I have not been bored in the house, for instance. There's always something to do. Something to do, something to make, something to create, something to self-start. I've been doing a whole lot of Fly Girls interviews, so watch out for those when they come, along with a few addiction interviews where I'm interviewing artisans that I've met who are around the globe. Some of that work is going to take a little bit to kind of turn around, because I have to get it translated for some of them, and make sure we have subtitles and all those things going on. But I've been busy. Okay, so the second side is done. Then we're gonna pull this beanie together. See. Boom. 2 sides. See. Okay. Oh yeah, and I found a picture of my grandmother's best friend. Her name was Cora May. She's the one who originally taught me to crochet. Um, a story I'm always talking about where she walked in and she had like two big old tote bags or whatever store she was coming from. And after they finished their, meeting, their sipping stage of their own, she would walk away with like these big blankets and, her hands are like moving so fast. But I found a picture of both my grandmother and Cora May. Let me see if I kept it on the top. There she goes. Yep. So this is my grandmother and Cora May. Cora May standing up and my grandmother is the one sitting down. See that? So she was full of energy and she's the one who taught me how to crochet. And, she's passed away a couple of years ago now, but I have a bunch of memories here. And even when I start crocheting here that come back, just of conversations we've had, gems about life that she's dropped on me, and just me being in that space where I was a little girl who needed to stay out of grown folks' business. Meanwhile, I'm learning to crochet and sew and cook, and hear all of the stories about, living a life of a woman during that time and, previous times, and just pick up some really good, you know, gems to hold on to for life. So it's a nice way to reminisce, beyond the photos of having something to do and a way to reconnect to life. It's important, you know? Uh-oh. We have two sides done in record time. It's been 30 minutes. We got a yarn ball done and we got our two sides done. It's really helpful to have the squares done before I come on live because you can actually see a final product. All right, so now we have these two sides. So remember we went from just having a single square to having what looked like just one. We put them together to make 2 by 2. And we have 2 by 2 twice. All right, so then we're going to go through and put these together. So we're just literally going to do just the two sides. So this side and this side. So I'm going to start off with this side over here. Oh, that reminds me last week when I didn't have enough yarn. I mean, no one else would know, but that was hilarious. I ran out of that purple. It's so funny because I have so much yarn, but if you want to have it in the same color, good luck. Hey girl, hey. Okay. I just thought of a new colorway I'm gonna do next that I think is gonna be super cute. Since I need to go count and see how many hats I have done, it has to be like 40. It has to be more than 40. Let's let's shoot more than 40. For real. If it's not more than 40, I'm gonna cry. Okay. Here we go. So now we have all 8 of them together. See? And we're just gonna fold it back in half, and we're gonna close up this other side. Which I'm gonna turn on. Just okay. So yeah, I'm gonna close up this other side, and then we're gonna be done with this beanie before 5 o'clock. I will even have time to do the bottom detailing too. Hey, hey. Another sip and stitch Sunday. Checking in with the folks on Facebook now. Um, I am just closing up the other side of this beanie. Then I'm gonna close up the top and then do the bottom detailing, and then we'll be all done. Then I'll be able to tag it and post it, make it available for purchase. So you all can continue to support the efforts for Believe in What You Dream. And if you just want to make a contribution directly to the nonprofit itself, of course, for, tax deductible donation, you can do so by going to donate.yarnmovement.com, and you can do so there. And for those who did not hear the information about these dope earrings that I'm wearing, want to contact my girl Kim at Vogue Creations on Instagram, and have a chat about these earrings so you can get yourself a pair, or you can inbox me and I'll be sure to connect you. Either way. Okay. So here we go. So if you did this correct, you have like this open space in here. And so you just want to, I'm going to close it actually on this side, but just wanted to show you the two sides. If you were making a pillow, you'll do the same thing. And then this is a pillow that's done already, but you'll literally just stuff in your pillow and just close up the sides. And then you have a like little pillow. Of course, if you had a larger throw pillow that you wanted to put in here, you'd have to make your squares a little bigger or make a few more. And then you would just close this side and close the other side, and then you have a pillow. But we're making a hat, so I'm going to close up this hat. But I was just showing you the versatility of granny squares. That's why I love them so much, because you can get away with a whole lot of color, and you know, you don't have to learn a whole bunch of stitches. You can just put your squares together and it'll work out really well for you. Okay, just gonna feed this yarn in. I never know where my yarn needle is. I have 1,000 of them too, but I'm sure it's around here somewhere. But I'll just use the hook to do so. Both work, so. And I'm just going through every other stitch. I know sometimes they call for you going through each one, but I go through every other one. Okay, and then we're just gonna round up this other side. So remember, you're just going through every other stitch. You're weaving the yarn through. I didn't cut some of these pieces. Let's cut that one and this one. Okay. And so now what you're going to do is just pull it like a drawstring. See? Just close up the top like this. And you want to tie a knot because you want to make sure that it's secure. Again, if you wanted to put a pom-pom at the top, this is when you will put in your pom-pom before you fully tie it off. But I'm sorry, enough color, we don't need a pom-pom. Unless somebody just requests that they want one, then I will go through and do it. Okay. And last. There we go. And you just take off these extra pieces of yarn that's left over at the top and cut them off. And if you want to be really fancy, cut them into pieces, you make a backdrop. Dedication, but you know. All right, so the beanie is complete. That, there you go. And then I'm gonna have just enough time to do the bottom here. Just gonna cut off some of the extra pieces of the yarn is hanging off. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna do the bottom here, and it's just 2 rows of single crochet at the bottom. And so this is how I do mine. So I normally just go, I don't do any slip knots or anything like that. I just pull it through. And so once you pull it through without having a slip knot, you should have 2 pieces here, and you kind of leave this extra tail just hanging there until you come back to it. It becomes like your marker almost. Yeah. Okay, just a few more stitches before we get back to the beginning point. Let's see here, and this is our last one. And so just to make sure we have a clean closing, I'm going to go right back to where you started, and you clip 2 inches, but instead of just tying a knot like you would, you take that other piece that you left as a tag or a tail, and you tie those together, and it makes for like a seamless edge. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it makes it seamless. And then you are done. Me, I like to kind of weave back into the space, which is the reason why I actually like to use the same color, color number 4 that you start with when you look at the pattern. I like to close off with color 4 because it's the last color that you use. And also, if you were to make some kind of mistake, you can hide it better. I hate counting stitches. All right, and then boom, and we are done. Let's cut all these extra pieces. And I feel confident cutting the pieces too, because I already know that I weave them back in and tie some knots. So you can wash, dry, wear out if you wanted to. And none of the stitches would go anywhere. So this is today's beanie. It has been a really great time chatting it up with y'all and making another granny square beanie. Before I close out, I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes, so I won't get kicked off of Instagram, just sharing a little bit about, up and coming project, which is 12 months of creative dopeness, where we'll be working with granny square beanies. So literally, I'm going to be showing you how you can take this is a very simple pattern, granny square pattern, and make so many cool things. Like, granny square beanie, of course, because that's what we just made, but also, what about this travel pillow? So when we get to do travel again, this is my travel pillow. This is my personal one. I actually do travel with this. And there's a little hook that I put in here that that I lock in as I'm traveling, and it just like keeps me in space no matter where I fall in the chair, that I am on this pillow. And even if you're not traveling, you could still have a pillow, right? And this is a throw pillow where you can have on your couch, or somewhere around your house where you can just throw it around and it gives you the exact pop of color that you want. And you know how challenging it is sometimes to kind of really match up the colors that you want in your living space, or you want to get that perfect pop. This is the perfect way of doing so. And what else do we have here? I showed you guys this the last time, but I'm going to show you again for those who didn't see it. So this is the granny square pencil skirt. Cute. I know. It goes with my earrings too. I'm going to have to do a shoot. Kim, you just don't even know what kind of trouble you didn't cause with these earrings, okay? I have to do an all new portfolio of, crochet pieces because of these earrings. And I'm serious. So yes, granny square skirt. What else do we have over here? I was looking for the passport holder, but I think I actually put my passport back in it. Passport holder. There's going to be a sweater that we do. There's going to be some really cool stuff that we do. So, look out for this pattern book and sign up for, a granny square lesson for 12 months of, creative dopeness. And just tune in. You just never know what's going to pop up. So this is S.Ladybug. Checking out with today's sip and stitch. Let's have one more sip because I haven't even been sipping. Jeez. And until next Sunday, or until next Saturday, because I have another few boxes to, unbox, so you guys can see these new pieces that are coming in. Maybe I'll get a surprise of something else. I don't know. So, for Believe in What You Dream and you want to support Granny Square Beanies and you want one of your own, there's a link in the bio that will get you right there to purchase a beanie. If you want to make a contribution to the nonprofit, go to donate.yarnmovement.com. And if you're interested in just tuning in and following the journey of Yarn Movement and me, your pilot, S.Ladybug, be sure to connect with me on social, whether at Yarn Movement. You can find me at S.Ladybug. You can inbox me. You can send me an email at info@yarnmovement, and I will be sure to get to you. I'm very personal, so, although I have folks who are working for me, I still prefer to reach out and talk to people. So that being said, I'm going to sign out, and a special thanks to my girl, Kim, just one more time for her support, continued support, these beautiful earrings, and those of you who have sent crochet squares, we'll be highlighting you as well. And those who have just continued to support this journey like over the last 20 years. Thanks. Let's go. All right. Signing out. S.Ladybug.